Okay, yeah, we're going to be talking about stress and its effects on the body today. So it's going to last around maybe 30 minutes max, and then we'll do a bit of a question and answer and have a bit of a chat. Okay, a little bit about me. I'm, as I said, I'm a lead coach at Youth at Club Street. I've got a master's in strength and conditioning and exercise physiology. I've got 10 years experience working on elite sport. I was a strength and conditioning coach with the Melbourne Rebels, which is a rugby team, the New South Wales Waratahs, the Wallabies, Rugby League Ireland at the World Cup. I used to play professional rugby. I'm the longest serving white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been a white belt since 2008, but I'm on my 4th stripe. So hopefully before Christmas, I get an early Christmas present. And I'm a big dog lover. Anyone here have a dog? Just give me a thumb. Sweet, a couple of you. Nice. Dogs will change your life. So I was going to do a bit of an icebreaker, but there's 60 of you on here. But yeah, I'll pick on a couple of you that are on camera at the moment. If I could, if we go back here. Does anyone want to just come off camera, or sorry, come on and just give me your name and tell me something you're grateful for today? Does someone want to volunteer? I'm going to pick someone. What's your name? There we go. I've asked you to unmute. You with your head in your hands. Yes, you. Yeah. I can't see your name.
Are you referring to me?
Carrie Ann.
Yes, Carrie Ann.
Cool. What are you grateful for today, Carrie Ann?
Well, today I'm basically, as daily, I'm just grateful to be alive today, as in to do, just waking up in the morning. That's the first thing that I always say thanks to be grateful for another day.
Nice. Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Right. I've clicked on this other guy with the, there you go. Yeah, you, mate. What are you?
Hi, good morning.
What's your name? Nicholas.
I'm Nick. Nice to meet you guys. I'm grateful for, like Carrie, I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful for my family's health as well, especially during these difficult times. It's my dad's birthday today, so I'm very grateful that he's alive for another year.
Nice.
And with us, and very happy still. And I'm grateful to be at Bain. I just started at Bain actually, so
nice.
I'm very grateful
awesome,
to be here and to see everyone. So thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, Nick. Awesome, man. And you, I can't see your name.
Help me switch on the fan.
Yeah, what's your name? With the glasses, it's just come off mute.
Oh, Sheng Hui, is it me?
Yeah, Sheng Hui. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, good morning. Thank you for making this session. I'm grateful just today, right now, for the break, the time off to connect with my fellow Baineys, learn more about managing stress. And then, yes, like everyone, I'm grateful for today as a brand new day as well.
Nice, great. Oh, thank you, Sheng Hui. I've just asked another guy to. Yeah, you, mate.
Hello. I'm Daniel. I'm similarly grateful to be just away from project work and have hopefully a pretty chilled out couple of days this week.
Brilliant. Cool. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being great victims for coming on. I know how intimidating it can be to come on, and I'm sure there's a little bit of stress being invoked there. Coming on there, heart starts beating a little bit quicker. But yeah, I'll sort of explain to you in a very easy to understand way why we get a little bit stressed. So what stresses you out? I think there's a lot of things to be stressed out about at the moment. If you're here, especially if you're here in Singapore, things, I guess, that are common at the moment, people are stressing about is, you know, a lot of people have financial worries at the moment. There's loss of business. There's, you know, families suffering loss of income. There is work stresses, career, rubbing your boss up the wrong way. Maybe your projects aren't going the way you want them to be. Maybe you're stressing about a promotion. The corporate life, I can imagine, is quite, you know, hustle, 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 especially working at home now. You don't have the sort of commute to and from work to sort of break up your working day. It's kind of like you're working around the clock almost. Can anyone relate to that? Is everyone sort of feeling that if the more you're working at home, that the less time you sort of have off, like during the day, to have some me time? Some people I know, it's sort of the opposite way. It's like they're not busy enough, that like I'm more productive at home. Like I need more work to be doing. So I do know some people like that too. It's kind of like, what am I going to do with the rest of my time? And just I guess some people just like to make work for themselves too. We've seen this on Monday. This stressed me out. I think we all can relate that we don't want to go into a circuit breaker again, or even a heightened alert. I think everyone's starting to enjoy some sort of normality returning. It would suck to take a backward step. That definitely stressed me out. Everyone's tired. We're all tired at the moment. Everyone's sort of, I guess, either going all in on their health and fitness, or they're just not doing anything and just succumbing to feeling tired and shit all the time. So yeah, that was quite a funny news article to see that, you know, we've been labeled the most tired country in the world at the moment. Did anyone see that article on Tuesday? And so I had a bit of a giggle at it because I thought it was pretty funny, because I can definitely relate to that. So what is stress? Basically, stress it's a hormonal response, and it starts with the brain in the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. I keep having to repeat that because I'm going to stumble on it a few times. So when you're experiencing stress, the hypothalamus sends signals into your nervous system, specifically the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response. So it sends signals to your nervous system and your kidneys. Your kidneys then release hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. We're probably all sort of familiar or seen those words knocking around somewhere. So this is knocking the body out of homeostasis already. Fight or flight, which is the state that we get into when we're stressed. There is some benefits of being in that stage. We'll get into that a little bit later in the talk. And just a couple other things. Some stress is good. They call it eustress. Actually, the good stress is called eustress. EUSTRESS. And it's actually necessary for us. It's that kind of like adrenaline feeling that you get when you're on a roller coaster, or even when you fall in love, for example. That's sort of like butterfly sort of like adrenaline sort of feeling. It's actually very good for us. So just something to think about. So just some stress metrics. So apologies, I'm speaking very, very fast. I'm Irish, and I hope you can understand my accent as well. So just some stress metrics that I think the top few are probably the least easy ones to sort of manage. Sorry, these two are the easiest to manage. They're probably the hardest to measure, because this stuff's not really readily available unless you have like one of those Whoop bands or an Aura ring and things like that. We'll get into that later. So blood pressure, heart rate variability, which I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with, which is the time intervals between heartbeats, which can dictate a lot of things when it comes to your health. Your heart rate during the day, even your resting heart rate at sleep, your blood glucose levels, energy levels throughout the day, just the feeling of being stressed, your training, recovery, your mood, sleep, quality and number of hours sleeping, digestion, your bowel movements, and your appetite. Each of it, I think, from about maybe here downwards would be just things of like how you're feeling about these things, really, rather than this is all sort of data, if that makes sense. So what does stress actually do to the body? There's quite a lot on this. Does anyone have anything that they think at the moment? Just feel free to put your hand up. There's no right or wrong answers. Like, well, there is, but I'm not going to pick on you for it. Does anyone want to sort of jump on and just sort of give me any ideas about what they think it does to the body? I'm going to pick on you on the top left with the glasses on. This lady. Yeah, you're looking at me right now. There you go.
Hi. Stress eating.
Yeah. Anything, any more?
Fatigue.
That's it. Okay. Anyone else? I'm gonna ask this lady here. Yeah.
For me, my blood pressure will go up if I have stress.
Yeah.
I mean, be it at work or be it family or anything else, you know.
Got ya.
And it also affects my sleep
Yeah.
in a way.
100%. The blood pressure is probably a very common one. It's probably the first thing to rise whenever you get stressed. As your blood pressure goes up. It's probably one of the easiest to fix as well. But I'll get to that near the end if you'd like some help with that. Cool. So a couple of good ones. Stress eating, blood pressure. Yeah, 100%. So this is pretty much, let me just move my thing out of the way here so I can see. So basically, stress is a makeup of metabolism. It affects our metabolism quite a lot. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 labels here, and then underneath it are all symptoms of negative effects of stress. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll just say, like you just mentioned, increased blood pressure, physique, body fat gain, stress eating, 2 things you guys just said, loss and strengthening, body mass loss, so loss of muscle tissue. People complain about having thyroid issues. Most of the time it's because of feeling stressed. Blood sugar, which is so common, especially here in Singapore. Glucose deficiency, like it's nuts. Even the gut, the intestinal permeability, especially when we stress eat, we tend to aim for processed foods. So yeah, it's and then behavior that falls into stress eating as well. So if any of you guys want to screenshot that or something, you guys can. So again, just another sort of bit of diagram. Can cause anger, depression, irritability, lack of energy, concentration problems, sleeping issues, headaches, mental issues, including anxiety disorders and panic attacks. Just like you mentioned, increased blood pressure around the heart, increased heart rate, higher cholesterol, and risk of heart attack. Immune system gets affected. A lot of stomach cramps, things as we just mentioned in the gut, some reflux and nausea. Loss of libido, big one. Lower sperm production for blokes. Women get increased period pain, cramps. Aches and pains in the joints and muscles, and then lower bone density. So just before we go any further, these are all quite bad things. These are and stress is so harmful to your body, and there's a lot of things that we can do to alleviate stress and to combat stress and start living our best life and getting the most out of our healthy lifestyle or just out of our lifestyle in general. So instead of me taking you lot down the scientific rabbit hole of stress, I'm going to start giving you some more tips and tricks, and most of it's pretty much common sense, and you probably heard it or read it from a quick Google, but I think it just needs to be reiterated about how important these things are. Especially with you guys that are desk bound, you know, the corporate life. I know you work for a great company, and I'm sure that putting on talks like this shows that they value the staff very, very much, so which is great. It's amazing that that's happening already, things like this. So I'm just gonna delve into this. What's the next slide? Your saving grace. Training. So getting strong, I think there's no bad points about being strong. Everyone wants to be strong. We all want to have a strong and resilient body that's free from pain and be able to like lift heavy shit and, you know, feel strong in our daily lives. Energy system development, such as doing cardio, mixture of high intensity interval training and low intensity steady state. One of the biggest sort of problems I see at the moment is needless cardio. So like these F45s and what have you, not to say that they're inherently bad for you, but there is no sort of structure to actually how that fits you, if that makes sense. So everyone's different and their needs analysis is different. So just going and doing 5-6 F45 classes a week or Barry's boot camps a week isn't the sort of interval training I'm talking about. I think that's more entertainment rather than actual training. Sorry to take that on a different route. So you need like really specific programmed cardio each week. I think martial arts for everyone is essential, and especially I think it's to defend yourself, you know, have some self-defense skills in your arsenal, and just become all of this training ties into just becoming harder to kill from disease, etc. Nutrition. I like the way this pops up from the bottom. I didn't know it was going to do that. So eating like an adult, delete Deliveroo and Food Panda, buy a Weber, buy a barbecue, and learn how to cook on it. It'll change your life. That's probably the thing I spend my most time doing outside of work is cooking on my barbecue, and my colleagues that are on here can attest to that. So as well as learning how to cook, you'll be more mindful about what you're putting in your mouth if you're cooking a meal. So you can just like weigh it quickly and then pop it on your plate or pop it on the grill, for example. So you actually know exactly how many grams of protein, fats, and carbs that you're putting into your body, and just fueling your body for performance each day. Moderation, I think, is important. Whilst I don't really drink regularly. I think I guess for some people to keep some sanity, having a glass of wine or a beer every now and again, or a pizza kind of thing, is just have it in moderation. Don't have it 5 nights and sort of call that moderation or treating yourself, because it's not a treat, that's a habit. So yeah, I think like just live a little every now and again, but just keep the purpose of why you're learning to cook and deleting the food apps at its core. So just some various ones to alleviate stress. So I think the 2 most important ones are definitely training and nutrition. Of course, I'm going to say that. I'm an exercise physiologist or strength and conditioning coach, whatever you want to call me. But these are 2 key things for stress. Training causes a stress. It's a great stress to cause adaptation, a positive adaptation, building stronger and bigger muscles, looking sexy when you're naked, those sort of things. Nutrition, reason why that's important is because your gut speaks to your brain more than your brain speaks to your gut. So the more good things that you put into your gut, the more positive vibes it's going to send to your brain. The vagus nerve is going to be stimulated really, really, really well. So some various things that can alleviate stress. There's a few eyebrows being raised here at the first one. The third one, having sex. It doesn't really need an explanation. It feels good for everyone as long as you're doing it right. Meditation, getting better at giving your mind a break. This is something that I've recently started to implement myself. And one of the reasons why I felt like I couldn't do it for years is because I was like, I just get bored doing it. But that's literally the point, is just letting your mind get bored and get better at being bored for that period of time you're going to meditate for. And it is like so good for you. Like I find after I do it, I perform better at work. I'm more creative. My mood is skyrocketed. It's it's a game changer. There's plenty of apps. I use Headspace and Insight Timer. Sometimes I meditate for 1 minute. Sometimes it could be 20 minutes. So yeah. Number 5, talk to someone. So asking for help's key. And I don't know if anyone here is based in Australia at the moment, but it's Are You Okay Day in Australia. And seeing some of the stuff on my social media this morning from some friends has been great. Sharing that message that asking for help is key, or even asking your friends if they're okay. And even seeking help from a professional too. If stress is if it's going from acute, which is short term, to chronic, which is like stress, like for a longer period of time, I definitely see the value in seeking out a professional. Some more is a hobby. Spend more time doing stuff you enjoy. So like coloring in, reading books, mixture between non-fiction and fiction, I think is good. I think non-fiction for the morning, fiction for night. Spending time with family. I've not put a note on that one. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, spending time with family, your loved ones, taking the kids out to the park, taking them to the beach, and just leaving the phone, have a conversation, get rid of the phone. You don't need to take pictures all the time, and just be more present with them. Breath work, again, something I think so underutilized in today's world. Actually learning how to breathe properly. I should have actually prepared something for you guys to go through this morning. You just be like, wow, this guy's crazy. Yeah, I think if you have a quick Google on or a look on YouTube for things like the Wim Hof method, which is a great breathing tutorial that lasts like 10 minutes. It can actually get you really, really amped up and you feel like really, really good afterwards. There's a lot of science behind it as well. You've probably seen the guy on Netflix. He's called the Iceman. Ridiculous, some of the stuff he's done. 10, which is also very important, saying no more often. I'd say a bunch of you guys get someone coming to you at 9 o'clock at night needing something somewhere in the world, and they want ASAP. Sometimes they're just gonna have to wait. That's bedtime. You're just gonna have to say no. Build a boundary regardless how important that is. Nothing's more important than your health. Your boss is probably going to disagree with me saying that, but spreading yourself so thin and taking on more workload before you can sleep is not going to end well for you in the long term. So just build some boundaries. Just say, hold on, mate, I'll do that straight away in the morning. I can't do that tonight. So just be a bit more strict with that. So the non-negotiables. So these are the things that I feel that when the things that are probably the easiest to implement straight away. After today, I don't know why there's a face mask picture there. Yeah, I've been stitched up here. So easiest things that are essential for managing stress. So we've talked about the trend in nutrition, getting strong, building self-esteem and confidence in the gym. Nutrition, you want your, as I said literally before, is you want your gut sending good vibes to your brain, so just eat accordingly. Sleeping, switch Netflix off earlier and just aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Track it with sleep cycle on your phone, or if you can get one of those Oura rings, and just sort of keep being mindful of your sleep. Sleep's so important, regeneration of brain cells and recovery, etc., etc., etc. I think everyone I think everyone knows if they've had a good night's sleep and how they feel when they've had a good night's sleep. So aim to do that more often. Vitamin D, getting some sunlight every single day. There's a bit of a health crisis when it comes to vitamin D, especially here in Asia. There seems to be a lot of problems with people getting enough vitamin D. A lot of people wear copious amounts of sunscreen here, and they block off sunlight a lot. Sunlight's so important for us for controlling our circadian rhythm, which is again is to do with our sleep. There's a whole host of other reasons why vitamin D is important for us. Daily 1 hour walk can help, probably either upon waking or midday when the sun's at its highest is the great way, and have like your hands and face visible. It's probably the easiest way for you to absorb the sunlight. Most importantly, get a dog. Dogs are great for stress. They are so intuitive. When you're stressed, they'll come give you plenty of hugs and kisses and make you feel loved. That's actually my dog back in Melbourne, who I haven't seen in 2 years. Her name is Georgie, and she's a red-nosed pit bull. I unfortunately couldn't bring her here, which is quite sad. But yeah, I think dogs have like a sixth sense of like helping humans with their stress. So you dog people will get it, 100%. So that's a bit, I know it's a bit brief. There's plenty of takeaways there, especially last couple of slides. These 4 things are the main things that you should be aiming for with stress. Training encompasses the strength, hypertrophy, even buying a bicycle and getting out in that for an hour, and martial arts. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specifically, I think is one of the best things I've done for myself. Pardon me. Nutrition, drop the Food Panda, drop the hawker centers, get yourself on a, eating meat and salad, plenty of veg. Daily is going to help you a lot more in the long run. Sleeping and sunlight. Oh. And get a dog. If you guys want to connect or inquire about coaching from myself or at UFit, you can contact me on LinkedIn. My name's Owen Scullion. Even if you just want to talk about rugby or stuff like that, that's cool too. Or even martial arts, we can talk about that too. And you can get me on Instagram, which I'm most active on if you're on social media. And then if you want to inquire even further about training, that's my WhatsApp number right there. So, any questions? Anybody? So I'll just, with Rebecca, you mentioned about your high blood pressure. I'll just give you a little tip to go away with. Best way you're going to lower your blood pressure is by getting cardiovascular fit. So just getting on a bike, let's say just like a stationary bike 2 to 3 times a week for an hour, keeping your heart rate probably, I'd say, I guess, this is just a random guess, but probably between 130 or 140 beats per minute for you 2 to 3 times a week is probably going to help you alleviate stress symptoms and lower your blood pressure. When I have clients come to me, I consider that the lowest hanging fruit is getting their blood pressure into the healthy range, which is 115/75. That's considered the gold standard. In America, they have it a little bit higher because like obesity over there is quite high. There's a lot of statistics in obesity, so they kind of had to bring the range up a bit higher so that people weren't getting diagnosed with like chronic hypertension. So but yeah, aim to get some kilometers on the bike 3 to 4 times a week. I think it's going to help you.
I do walking actually.
Yeah.
3 times to 4 times a week. about an hour for each session. So I hope it helps in that way.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, walking's great as well, especially you can have a double whammy with walking. You can put a podcast in and learn something really cool as well. And yeah, as long as you can get your heart rate up quite a bit too, that's probably going to help with your just elevating your heart rate slightly is gonna help big time.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Just had another question come through the chat. Do you have any tips on how to incorporate exercise if we're working very long hours each day or not being able to eat in a timely manner? Good question. So if you're working at home very long hours each day, I think a great investment for yourself is to either one, sign up for like some Zoom classes, which we have here with UFit, and prioritize 30 to 40 minutes of a day doing some of the classes. There's yoga, HIIT, there's a whole heap of classes that we do. As well as I think buying some equipment is a great investment too. Some kettlebells, dumbbells, some resistance bands, and maybe even an exercise bike. You can probably get all of that, I'd say, from a company called Movement First. You can probably get all of that for under $500, or even have a look on Carousel. And then just getting a coach like myself or one of my colleagues that can write program bespoke for you, tailored to your goals. You just have to make the time for it. It's literally coming down to prioritizing. I need to do this for me. If I do this for me, my work is going to be a lot better, which we all know when you are training, eating healthily, your productivity just skyrockets. So it's just about just making yourself a priority. Work has to come second sometimes. You just need an hour in the day. Eating in a timely manner. One of the great things about Singapore is that there is a few nutrition like meal prep companies that do like prepared meals based on your needs. So they can deliver breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or lunch and dinner, and it's all healthy stuff that has meat, fish, veg, all inclusive, and it also gives you a breakdown of the calories and macronutrients. If you need help working all that sort of stuff out, you can just send me a message and I can help you with that. In terms of eating in a timely manner, you just need, again, just take 10 minutes away from the laptop and computer and phone. Just be present with your food, and no phones, no social media or watching TV. Just be present with your food. Give your mind a bit of a break with it. I know this probably all sounds pretty difficult because work, but you really need to prioritize yourself. What are my views on HIIT exercises? Do more, do less? I think for the general population, it's a bit different. I think programming 2 to 3 HIIT sessions with general population is probably enough. What I like to do with my clients is program the HIIT stuff towards an end of their session, because true high intensity interval training should only last 15 to 20 minutes. Any longer than that, it starts to cause maladaptations to the heart. So I think that the 45-minute to 60-minute classes, like the places I mentioned previously, are ridiculous and not. They're quite counterintuitive, I think. So I think do less first. When I worked with elite athletes, they would have had high intensity efforts probably twice a week, and then play a game in the weekend. So that's them. That's their workload. So if elite athletes are doing that, general population shouldn't probably be doing more than that either. Ravi's asked, Shenghui, if you want me to elaborate on any more of that, just let me know. Happy to chat with you about that. Ravi's mentioned, with mindfulness, I often struggle to understand how much it is hype versus how much it is really helpful. Yeah, I totally get it. There's this sort of movement that's happening on social media, like about the self-care and self-love and thing, and being mindful and what have you. A lot of that, I think, is people using I'm feeling like shit to be late, and I'm just gonna be lazy today. That's not mindfulness or self-care or self-love. I think that's self-sabotage. I think just discipline is going to equal freedom. For anyone in here that follows Jocko Willink will understand that is this whole mindfulness movement is a little bit of hype. I think mindfulness for me is being present with my jiu-jitsu, my dog, my partner, and things like that. And being present with my clients. I think that's just being mindful about what I'm actually doing and controlling your inputs, the things that you're inputting into your body, the stress that you're putting upon yourself by choice, like your training, nutrition, the music listen to, the podcasts you listen to, the people you spend most time with. I think that's probably that's mindfulness for me. I don't think this the hype around like, you know, it's okay to take a day off when you're not feeling great. And fair enough, sometimes that's true, but if you're taking a day off just because you can't be fucked, then that's sorry about that. It's not good for you. That's hype, I think. Any more questions? Anyone? You can type them in the message box and you can, I'll happy to read them out and answer for the next couple of minutes. Or if you don't want to put it on here, I can, you can send me a message. I've got like an hour after this to chill out. Everyone's happy? Yeah, cool. Great. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for engaging as well. It's sometimes it can be like drawing blood from a stone when you're talking to people on Zoom. So I really appreciate some of you getting off the, you know, mute and chatting with me. It makes me feel like I'm not sitting here alone in a room chatting shit with you guys. So yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Enjoy the rest of your days and